What's up, everybody? I'm Raph, and this is Stevie, the rapidly growing corn snake. A question I get asked a lot, keeping 20 specialty pets, is that, what do you do if you have to go somewhere? Or what do you do if you want to go on vacation, right? And it's a valid question. It's a good question. We're going to cover all that today because I recently just got back home. Rachel and I did from New York. We were visiting my family for Thanksgiving. So we're gone for about a week. How did we manage these beautiful scaly beasts? But before we get into the meat of this video, if you like reptiles, and I mean, how can you not? Look at this. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel. Even hit that little bell so you don't miss a post. So we hope you enjoyed today's video. Roll the intro. We're known for the holidays here. That's why I have this hat on. Let's talk about what you need to do if you have even just anywhere from one reptile to a bunch of reptiles, how you can manage to get away for a little while. The number one thing, because, we love our pets. I'm sure most of you guys love your pets, or else I don't know why you're keeping them. The best thing you can do is find somebody that knows at least, general cursory information of reptiles, so that they can at least, if nothing else, just put a set of eyes on them to make sure there's nothing going wrong, or maybe they could see an empty water bowl that you might have missed before you left. But that kind of brings us into our next thing. What about if you can't find anyone you trust, you can't find anyone that really knows anything about the reptiles? What can you do? So Stevie's a good example to have out here. This is a North American colubrid. I'm confident that, if Rachel and I just vanished, that Stevie could live months in her enclosure without fresh water. But of course, obviously, when you're around, you want to provide the freshest, cleanest stuff you can. But my point being is that there are species that you can just kind of up and leave for at least a little while, and you don't have to worry too much about them. These kind of species corn snakes are a great example. Really, most North American colubrids, because they kind of, they're used to at least part of the year dropping in temperature, not eating as much, and things like that. Other good examples are like leopard geckos. I think, again, none of these species you want to leave for an extended period of time, but if you're someone who travels a lot and you're thinking, oh, well, I really want a reptile, but I don't know, I'm not always home, leopard geckos are also a great option. Ball pythons to an extent, because they kind of need more humidity, but if you leave a big, deep water dish, that they can, if they feel the need to soak themselves, that they can. These are just basically all the beginner reptiles, right? That's why they're beginner reptiles, because they don't take too much care. They're easy enough to maintain. So that brings us into the main point of water, right? So again, most reptiles can go a very long time without water, but you don't want them to have to, right? One good example I'm thinking of, I'm looking at Melon right now. Oh, there he is. I'm looking at Melon, the panther chameleon, right now. Is these guys are prone to getting a little bit dehydrated, and they're even bad at noticing standing water. So I could leave a big old water dish in there, but he'll probably just not even know that there's water in it. So they usually like a dripping system or a misting system. I use both. So we were fortunate to have somebody that we trust and that has good knowledge on reptiles. So at the very least, and this is what I kept saying, we can leave and everybody's going to be okay, but I'm worried about the chameleon. So, we had somebody come in and it's pretty easy. You just fill up the dripper on top and, that's it. So even if you were going to get a reptile that maybe does need more care, as long as you could find someone that can contact you if anything's going wrong, everything should be fine. Our main concerns now, as far as food goes, is Gaia, again, is laying eggs. She's just pumping out some eggs. So we want her to eat, We got to refill those nutrients, get her calcium, whatever she needs to facilitate the laying of these eggs. So in that case, it was even better that we had somebody here. But we're also really glad that she laid eggs a few days before we left, because honestly, we probably would have canceled the trip if she didn't lay those eggs, because then she would have laid them while we were gone, most likely. And, she's going through a lot to put eggs on the table, we're not eating them. Other than that, food, you know, Bartleby, the bearded dragon, she loves food, but she could go a long time without food, and she'll be fine. And the leopard geckos, too. Our leopard geckos, actually, I don't know if I mentioned this on this channel. Yes, I did in this video right here. But our leopard geckos once went just 3 weeks choosing not to eat. We were offering food almost every night at that point because we were hoping they would take food again. And they barely lost a gram each. So food is not the biggest source of your worries, especially not with snakes. A mature snake you're feeding once a week anyway. Bigger constrictors even less often than that. So, you know, missing one meal, you know, at just a couple days late, everything's gonna be fine. Our strict vegan reptiles, right? You don't have to feed these guys every day, like Mansamusa, the Uromastyx right here. We like to feed him maybe like every other day so he doesn't get overhydrated from eating all those greens. But Leroy, our Greek tortoise, who's trying to get out, of course, because what else does he do? He's right in front of me. We like to give him his greens every day because tortoises will just eat and eat and eat and move and move and move. So you want to be able to provide them the proper nutrition. And yeah, so again, luckily, the big key is have someone who can at least like walk in here and call you if they have to and be like, hey, this is happening, what do I do? You know what I mean? So you kind of want to operate in that space where like, let me take care of everything I physically can, and then ideally that other person's just a second set of eyes. Or, you know, for the couple of animals that need to be fed, you portion out their food items and make life easy for the person that's helping you. If I had to sum it up, what do? I have to leave. I'm going to be gone for a week. Fill up all the water bowls. If you have larger water receptacles, put those in there. That way, you know, because even if an animal is getting a little dehydrated, if it has the ability to put its body in water, everything's going to be fine. Big key, have everything on timers. Just whether you're using smart plugs are big these days, old school timers where you can, you know, you just plug a cord in and you set the timer yourself. Because this way, if, again, we had somebody that could come in every day, but if you don't, you know, the lights are going on and off. And that's really simple enough, especially if you only have like 1 or 2 animals. All you have to do is plug those into a timer, and that way you don't mess with their photo period either. It's basically automate what you can, make everything last longer if you can, like the water, you know, if you could put a bigger water bowl in there with more water, perfect. It's going to last a few more days before it evaporates. So we planned this trip, so we kind of knew, but things come up, you know what I mean? The world's crazy these days. Something might come up and we have to just dip, and we know that there are measures we can take to make sure everybody's gonna be good when we get back. Just like this, right, Stevie? Dude, she gets salty sometimes, man. She's just chilling, but then she's like squeezing me right now. You know, like Forrest Gump said.
That's all I have to say about that.
So now we're going to go on to showing you guys just some updates of what is going on in here now that we're back. So enjoy. So guys, the first little bit of news I want to give you. Oh, first let's take a look at this beautiful beast. Hi, Melon. Anyway, so yeah, a little bit of bad news. In that mantis video that I made recently, we saw that our spiny flower mantis was kind of throwing up a little bit, and it seems to have gotten worse. It seemed like it might have been okay, could have been from excess water or something like that, stomach ache basically for a praying mantis, but she's continued to keep throwing up. She did take food from me before we left on this trip, but yeah, it doesn't look too good. She's not super responsive either. Like, I was kind of poking at her and she barely reacted, but what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna try to give her a roach, see what happens, and yeah, you know, that's life. You learn from, I'd rather you guys learn from my mistakes too, right? That's why I'm not afraid to say this to you guys, but might have messed up, bad cricket, all that's in that video right there. So now I noticed that the tokay gecko left a lot of poops, so we're gonna take care of that. I wanna talk about her a little bit because kind of gets a little bit you know, it's definitely not hate from us, but you know, we'd love to see her play around more, mess around more, and I gotta be careful that she doesn't come flying out of here. But she's behind that bark there. She's gotten a good amount thicker, I guess, since we left. We left her a bunch of dubia roaches because, you know, you don't want to leave too many crickets in there. while you're gone, because crickets can be pretty predatory in their own right. So, but we left a little dish full of dubia roaches, and she ate them all. She's looking real thick, looking healthy these days, finally. And, yeah, getting a little meat on her tail as well. So even though she's a little bit of a freaked out little animal, at least she's healthy. So one more awesome thing that happened, not while we were gone, right before we left, but I said I'd give you guys an update. Gaia, our female African fat-tailed gecko, actually laid another clutch of eggs. So we're going to bust this incubator open, get some fresh air in there, and show you what we got. Here we go. I'm not going to crack it open, but the eggs are right in there. This is the second clutch, laid on November 19th. So we'll be expecting these probably at the beginning of the year. And then, of course, the first clutch, which is going to be due in around 20 days or so to hatch, so that's really exciting. We'll go get a look at Gaia real quick while I got you guys, so just wait 1 second. Right here we have the big mama herself. So it looks like she has a third clutch going. If you see right there, those look like some eggs inside to me. Sorry, baby. But her tail is looking a little skinny, and she's been eating, but we'll probably try a pinky mouse for the first time tonight, see if we can't get some extra fat, protein, and calcium all at once. I don't really recommend giving like geckos pinky mice or rodents too often, but a mom, while she's breeding and pumping out eggs, she could use all the nutrients she can get, so we're gonna go with that. So for the last update this video, talking about my girl Stevie the corn snake. As you can see, we just kind of moved some things around, changed the environment for her, give her a little different look at things. I still don't like that background at all, so we're gonna do something about that. But you know, she's getting bigger, she's starting to poop more, bigger poops, so we decided to change out all the substrate and give her some clean, fresh ones. So I'm just looking for her now. I wonder where she can go. Hi, Stevie. It's not food time right now, I'm sorry. But yeah, as you can see, she's starting to get a lot bigger already. She's getting better about handling. It looked like she might have just needed a little look right there. But we're going to see if we can't get her out of here. Once we start getting her moving around, I think that'll do it. But anyway, yeah, Stevie's doing great. I'm taking her out for the intro and the outro of this video anyway. So here she is. We hope you enjoyed our little update, a little spotty update here and there, a little how's he doing, how's she doing, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, you know, I can't give you an exact step-by-step list on how to leave your reptiles for a week, because, you know, you might have varying amounts of reptiles or varying amounts of what you're able to do, or I don't know what species you have, so things like that. So I hope a couple of things that I said just might stick in your mind. Remember to fill up that water bowl a little extra. Remember to, if you know you're someone who travels a lot but you're getting into reptiles, find a species where this is going to be sustainable. So you're not going to have to like rehome them after having them for like a week, and then that's a whole hassle and things like that. And plus, you know, if you are going to enjoy them, there are ways to do it even if you are going to be traveling a little bit. So, you know, we hope you just took a little tidbit of information with you. Melon's out here snapping crickets with that heat-seeking missile of a tongue. And Leroy's trying to claw his way out. Stevie, do you have anything to add? Oh, Stevie said that you have to go like this video and subscribe to Red Ribbon Reptiles, or she will attempt to swallow me whole. And, you know, we don't want that. That's going to be it. We're really excited about Gaia's next clutch, too. So that's the last thing I wanted to say. So thank you guys so much for watching Red Ribbon Reptiles from me, Raph, and my girl Stevie right here. And we'll see you next time.